Revelation 11 and 18, it says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth." I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And through the Spirit, I just so happened to find this article. And it says, I don't know what that was, but sorry about that. It says, company plans to dump 1 million gallons of radioactive water into the Hudson River. Okay, I'll read just a little bit of this. It says, on February 2nd, Holtec International, the company charged with decommissioning the Indian Point nuclear facility, reported that it plans to discharge approximately 1 million gallons of radioactive wastewater into the Hudson River beginning as soon as August. The Indian Point electricity generating station is located in Buchanan, New York, on the eastern shore of the river, roughly 25 miles or 40 kilometers upstream from New York City. It was first bought online in 1962 and was finally shuttered in 2021. It says the announcement was made at a meeting of the Indian Point Decommissioning Oversight Board and has raised strong objections from environmental advocacy groups and residents. The Hudson River is already a federally designated Superfund cleanup site due to the dumping of carcinogenic PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, by General Electric decades ago from facilities at Hudson Falls and Fort Edward, New York, upriver from Buchanan. It says dealing with the radioactive water, a product of the process to keep the nuclear reactor from overheating, is just one aspect of the overall decommissioning procedure. Spent fuel rods, which contain plutonium and uranium and other components, will remain dangerously radioactive for hundreds of millennia. These must be stored on site in effective perpetuity unless an alternative long-term storage facility is created to which they could be transported, merely kicking the can down the road. No such permanent storage location has yet been created despite 45 years of political finger-pointing. The transportation itself would present dangers, as illustrated by the recent derailment and resulting spill of toxic chemicals in East Palestine, Ohio. It says the wastewater is contaminated with tritium, a radioactive isotope of hydrogen, which emits beta radiation electrons as it decays. While not as dangerous as fuel rods in large quantities, it can cause cancer when inhaled or ingested. Tritium has a relatively short half-life, 12.33 years. Half-life is the length of time over which half of a given quantity of radioactive material will decompose in the case into harmless helium. It says an effective decontamination strategy would be to simply keep the wastewater contained on site to allow the natural decay process to proceed. Retention for approximately 25 years would reduce the quantity of tritium by 75%, making release into the environment less problematic. After 60 years, 96.4% of the stored tritium would have decayed. The NRC allows 60 years for decommissioning and spent fuel rods and can remain on site for longer. However, that will require ensuring that containment was maintained throughout that time to prevent leakage into the surrounding groundwater, entailing long-term monitoring, maintenance, and associated expense. Leaks in 2 containment tanks at the facility have already been detected. God, man, this devil. It should be noted that the tritium standards have not been updated for 50 years and may be out of date. Man, this is a not too much of a lengthy article, but I don't want to spend all my time reading it, but you get the gist of it. And so it just seems like it doesn't surprise any of us, obviously, but it just shows that this guy will go to no length in destroying the earth. That's why I read, let me get that again. Revelation 11 and 18. And it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. Okay, because you got to remember, as when this devil finally came into power after the Dark Ages and went around the world conquering and colonizing, one of the main things he did was exploit all the countries for their resources. And the thing is, we all know that this guy will spend no effort or cost to making sure that he gets the most precious resources of these foreign lands by any means necessary. If he has to use slave labor, if he has to use dynamite, if he has to use some type of fire method, using means that people tell them that are contrary to nature, like you can't do this way because it's going to emit a smoke that's going to go into the air, and then when it rains, it's going to kill the soil. Things like that he doesn't care about. It's all about profit and the bottom line. What can I get to make me more powerful so that I can make a profit? That's all this guy is about. And he's done this all over the world. And this is why the nations are very upset. Well, I should say this is one of the reasons why many of these nations are upset at this devil, because of the way he goes about, first of all, getting the resources, 2, extracting the resources, and 3, putting it into a business form that exploits the same people that they got the resources from. This guy's a true devil. And it says, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them that destroy the earth. So this guy's about to dump 1 million gallons of radioactive water into the Hudson River. Now, if the situation in Ohio if we use that as a small indicator of what can happen on a mass scale, the repercussions will be permanently life-altering. I saw a video on TikTok. A guy was in his kayak just strolling down the stream. It had to be hundreds on top of hundreds of just dead fish, just floating everywhere, completely dead. And now they're talking about this facility, this nuclear facility, dumping millions of gallons of radioactive water in the Hudson River. They have an idea, well, it could end up this way. Maybe after damn near a century, it's like, whoa, man. How does somebody justify that in their head, that we can put all this waste in a certain place, and then all we have to do is wait almost a century, and then it'll be okay, and we can just do the whole thing over again? That is complete madness. And this is why we say bad Uncle Esau, okay, he is a horrible steward of the earth. He has completely destroyed everything. And the earth is a very precious planet. And he can't even take care of that. There's so much stuff out there that we know through the spirit is in the universe that this guy wants to go out and explore, but he can't even take care of the earth. Look how the Bible describes the earth. Earth. Isaiah 66:1. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool." Think about that. The earth is his footstool. How much space does a footstool take up in the house? How much maintenance do you have to put in to maintain a footstool? Seriously, how much maintenance does it take to upkeep a footstool? Keep it clean. Don't put any dirt on it. Every once in a while, you get the rag out, dust the wood legs off. But that's it. It doesn't take a lot of upkeep to maintain a footstool. And this devil can't even do that. This is why the Lord said that he has to set up one it's in the Apocrypha, that I believe. Ecclesiasticus 10:4. It says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh." Okay, it says, "And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable." And that person that's more profitable is Yahweh Shai. Because in the kingdom, we're not going to be operating like this. All this stuff that this guy does to the environment, or should I say all the stuff that this guy does to extract resources at the expense of the environment and everything that's in it, will not be tolerated in the kingdom. For instance, we're not going to be chopping down fruit trees. We're going to be honoring the land Sabbath, so on and so forth. That way, the earth does not get harmed. That way, the earth can yield and produce its maximum potential for us to live. Why would you not want to take care of a planet that sustains you? This just goes to show how sick in the head this guy really is. Okay? This will definitely be something that I want to keep an eye on. But that's all I really wanted to say on this. Nonetheless, I hope you all are edified. To the next time, we're going to say shalom.